Bet. Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy AJ,
Your boy Nick.
and this is Hip Hop Vibes the podcast. Another new episode,
Yes,
more
sir.
new guests,
More guests.
and it's going to be a very good special episode because we're going to be reviewing Kendrick Lamar's new album, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. Yes,
Man,
good old Kendrick. It took him 5 years, but we
It does
finally got
okay.
it.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Well,
Yeah,
it is okay.
Quality over quantity.
it's well worth
Period.
5 years.
Yes. But before,
I
someone
wait
had
another 5.
right. But this year, but that time it won't be on the TDE.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I'm gonna have the guests go ahead and introduce themselves real quick. Of course, the ladies first.
Ladies first, please. By all
Ladies
means.
first.
Hi, I'm your girl Miss JLH. I host a podcast called We Don't Sip Tea, We Drink Wine. And you can catch me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, talking shit, whatever.
You said you quit. You told me you quit.
Mind your business, man.
How you doing this shit?
You see how big her eyes
Oh, wait.
are? She's like,
Like, you just told me that.
Mind your
News.
business,
that is hilarious.
That's funny as shit.
I
Her
can't have
eyes
an
was
opinion.
like,
I
shut
can't have
up,
an opinion.
shut
for
up,
her.
bro.
Not about that.
Mind your business. Just mind your business.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just
All right.
calm down, Nicholas.
So, I'm Spence. I guess I write reviews a lot.
That's what's up.
Also, what is it? Spence Start. That's the best way to find me on Instagram. Spence_start. I work at Motor House. It's a art venue here in Baltimore City. It's pretty much like a creative arts hub where they pretty much give emerging artists a voice, and I manage their marketing and communications.
Let's go as fuck.
Thank you. As I'm living the dream at this point in my life.
That's
Making
awesome,
big
man.
moves.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Also, don't you got a new card game out, right?
Oh yes. Yes. So the best way to describe me is a multi-hyphenated creative. So I have my hands in a lot of things, whether it's album reviews, writing, what is that? Not podcasts, but writing blogs, like reviews of things like in regular life, marketing and communications, apparently music. I started a new group called the Storage Unit, the Storage Unit Collective, and we've been, the house band at Motor House for the Vibe Check, which is a jam session that I started there, and we got the calendar for June booked out, and then I started a business with a few of my friends in Virginia called Mr. J Gaming, and we published our new game, Keep It a Stack. That's out for sale now. Let me see what else. There's a lot of things.
I love this shit. You hustling, man.
Multi-hyphenated. Like,
I love this shit.
you can't really put me in a box with this shit.
Awesome.
I love it, dog.
There it is. Ugh.
Oh, thank you. With the
Yeah.
graphics of it. Man, thank you.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so my friends and I, we used to link up in Virginia all the time when I lived there, and we, anytime we met up, it was like a meeting of the minds. And my boy Julian, he just kind of presented it one day and was like, "Yo, I got this idea of a card game," and my friend Monica and myself, we were all like, let's make something of this. So it's a really simple game. Literally, it's just you have a pluck deck, which is full of topics. That's going to have It's going to have 5 different topics, and when you pull, it's going to have a statement on there. You read the statement aloud, and then you answer the statement. If we like your answer, you get to keep that card, and that's the start of your stack. So the first person to 5 wins. Let's say we don't like your answer, or if you choose not to answer, you pull from the penalty deck, and it's going to involve drinking. So,
Holy shit.
yeah. It's a fun.
Shit. I can see. Yeah, I can see this getting really fun.
That sounds like
Right.
fun.
That's awesome, man.
We label it a conversationalist drinking game.
Conversation, yeah.
So the more you talk, the safer you are. But if you don't talk, then you're gonna get drunk.
And then so you will talk eventually.
You will
eventually.
You will talk. Oh, you going to
did it
talk?
already. You did it already, Nick. So yeah, we started that, and we've actually outsold our projections so far. So I'm very excited
Oh,
about
that's what's
that.
up, bro.
Fucking awesome,
Yeah.
man.
That's
So
awesome.
the best way to order it, if you're interested, is head to my Instagram. You'll see the Mr. J Gaming link and support Black business. We all we got.
Absolutely. Facts.
That's
Thank
what's
you.
up, bro. I love that.
Thank you. So that's the longest introduction I've ever done in my life.
I mean, I didn't know we was promoing stuff. Because I definitely would have sent you something.
You can still say something. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's okay. I don't feel like it.
See, she would end up drunk on that game. See,
No.
Oh,
you don't want to talk? You don't
you
sure
want
you
to
don't
talk? I
wanna
bet.
No. Okay.
All right, Nick, here you go.
Oh, you want, I'm introducing myself too. Okay,
yeah.
I'm a hip hop producer. I own my own beat store, so I sell instrumentals across the world, 5 different continents as of right now.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, that's my side hustle. That's really my passion. And then the day I work for the federal government.
Nice.
Got that money.
Yeah, check me out on BeatStars, YouTube. Yep.
All right. And my name is AJ, co-host of Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. Every other Friday, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, all that good shit. Host of Hip Hop Vibes Radio every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What else? I do mixing and mastering on the side too. Voice acting, photography. I do a lot of shit.
I gotta work on my intro, bro. I like that.
It's hard to
shit.
keep
I like
up
the music.
sometimes, bro. Like it's
like
really hard
that.
to keep up with
Hard to
all the
keep
shit
up,
that I be
man.
trying to
Right.
do, you know.
I hear you.
But yeah, all the intros out the way. It's time to get to the nitty gritty. Actually, no. Before we do that, got a little bit of hip hop news.
Oh.
A$AP Rocky and Rihanna, you know, just had their child.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should let JLH speak on it because she loves children.
I'm weak.
Congratulations. That's it. Congrats.
We'll take that. We'll take that.
I wish
I
you
know
many more.
Right. I know other guys said that's Hurries. Congratulations.
Oh, that joy is hilarious.
That was funny, yeah.
Like not that he was having a mental breakdown.
Yeah. Just
itself.
the meme itself, yeah. No, I get you completely.
Oh man. Oh.
And then one thing, I know Nick, you wanted to talk about this real quick. The whole thing with Young Thug and Gunna with the whole.
Oh
Ricochet.
yeah.
I cannot
All that
believe
good
that
stuff.
happened.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't checked for updates in the last like probably week, but from what I understand, it's a Fulton County thing, so it's not federal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's a
Luckily.
local county, right? And there's definitely political content, a lot of political undertones. While the district attorney, who's I think heading the whole operation, she's not eligible for re-election, and it's a re-election season. She's not eligible for re-election, but I think there is some kind of statement to the community that she's trying to make, using, you know, him and his collective as just an example, you know, to address some of the issues of crime in Atlanta. So I mean, as of right now, I know Thug, I know Gunna, definitely they're in jail right now. I think they're awaiting. I'm not quite sure where they're at. I think they're awaiting to see like a judge. I'm not quite sure exactly where they're at in the process, but I know they got like 20 other people in there too.
Yeah, I thought it was like 29.
Yeah, it was like 30 or something. Yeah, it was crazy amount.
The whole crew, basically.
All together.
The whole crew. So to be more to come, to be determined. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? I was like, one time, I don't like Young Thug. I don't like his music. I think I like one Young Thug song. And I only like Young Thug music with other people. So And I like Pick Up the Phone. That's like the only Young Thug song I like. But anyway, I was like one day to my homegirl, I was like, oh yo, why nobody ever talk about Young Thug wearing dresses? Like men really don't even say much about that. And she was like, girl, cause he really a thug. That nigga will shoot you. I was like, what? Young Thug, really? She was like, yeah, he is about that life. I was like,
he in the streets for real.
I did not know that about him.
Yeah, no, man. He grew up. He had a gun at 9. He got shot when he was 11 for the first time. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it's like it's the kind of upbringing you'd see. Like, oh, you think like Gaza Strip or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like Palestine. Like it's that kind of level. You know what I mean? That's what he was exposed to. So
no, definitely.
Yeah, he definitely.
But you know how some new rappers that come out, because he was like a part of that new school rap that was like just talking, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, y'all not really about that. So I just was like, oh, he must be one of them too. But no, come to people.
Nah.
Listen, if they doing all of that, they gotta do some time. It is what it is.
Right. I mean, that's the thing.
Right.
It's conflicting because for me, I told AJ this. If it wasn't for Young Thug and YSL, I wouldn't be where I'm at as a producer. Because back in 2017, I wasn't quite doing trap beats as much. But when I heard their beats, they really influenced me to become more modern in my production style. So like a part of me is, of course, like the fan is like, oh shit, this fucking sucks. Like it's bad for the art. But if they did it, then like I'm not mad about that. Like if they really like if he commissioned a hit on somebody, like they say he did, he should do the time. And I don't know if y'all really follow Jamaican music, but it very much mirrors Vybz Kartel. I don't know if you guys know Vybz Kartel, but he was like the most hot artist in the Caribbean in the late 2000s, right? And he was like, that dude is street, just like Thug. He was in 2013, the Jamaican government just took him from his house and just put him in jail. No due process, none of that shit. They don't do that down there. And they allege that he was the head of a huge gang like enterprise. But he was also the artist. He's like this big artist. He owns the label, but they're claiming he was involved in a hit. And they revealed that, yes, he was on a text chain saying, you know, go get him. And so now he's serving a life sentence. And that's it for his career. I mean, he's recording in prison. But it just reminds me of that. Like the way Young Thug is the head. He's like the head artist. You wouldn't think he'd be like also the cartel boss. You think like maybe the boss would lay low. But nah, he's right out in the open. Legitimate businessman. And sometimes that's how they roll.
Yeah, I knew Vybz Kartel was in jail, but I didn't know what for. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Somebody said recently, like, almost all our hip-hop artists are either dead or in jail. So, it's just crazy.
That's wild shit. What's that shit that Ice-T said is, like, it's very easy to convince people that you're a gangster, but it's hard to convince the feds that you're not.
I like that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
You're not gonna be able to convince that. Like if the feds think that you're a gangster, you got a long way ahead of you to try to prove. Like, no, I was just rapping. Like, nah.
And then they pull up the lyrics.
That's a
not posting it on Instagram would help.
But you guys think it's fair for them to use the lyrics?
No, I think it's
that can't be fair. Like that cannot be fair.
That for hip-hop artists.
Like. If they do, just for that has to be the most minimal evidence. Like they better have some better shit than that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think
what do you think about that? What do you think about that?
To corroborate evidence that they already have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the shit? Not to say that this actually happened, but you know that song was like such and such got shot. Nigga got shot. It's like, just be right down, like, okay.
Bobby Shmurda is a good example.
These are okay.
We caught about it just a week ago. Everyone loved that shit, and it actually happened, dog.
And it actually happened.
It actually went down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't make sense why you would do that to yourself, but it still is just music. Like at the end of the day, you should, if we have a freedom of speech, it's like, why should I be penalized for what I'm saying? Because I could just be saying anything. Just because I'm saying it don't mean I did it.
Right.
But if you actually did it and you rapping about it,
I mean, did I?
I think, if you have other evidence, it could be a supplement to what
is this the murder weapon?
Yeah,
you rap
like
about this in your lyrics.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I think that's fair.
Okay.
But that's a big question though on that case.
Free Thug.
Hell no, that nigga gotta go. He's a menace to society, okay? Still for his kids, because it's more black children who ain't got no dad. So
stop snitching.
Nah, get that nigga out.
Stop snitching. Remember them shirts?
He got to go. That nigga gotta go. He doing too much.
Free Thug, what you do? Or he kill somebody. Keep that nigga locked up.
Yes, you're killing people. Why? No, who raised you? The streets? No, sweetie, get help. Heal yourself.
Speaking of getting help, Kendrick Lamar.
There you go.
I see what you did there. I like that.
Entirely for it, like
that whole verse, tattoos and chains, all that shit. Yeah.
Listen, like there's a dialogue that's very prevalent, very prominent in hip hop. Not even just hip hop, rap in general. And that dialogue is glorifying things that are pretty much unattainable, like the fast ass cars, jewels, women, big ass matches, all these things. It's meant to kind of tap into like a very visceral part of our nature. You know what I mean? And it makes us want these things. The fact that Kendrick Lamar made this entire album and the only thing that he was flaunting was his mental health. That's a big ass flex. Like that, like the only type of flex that he did on this was like, I got healed, y'all. What are y'all doing? You know what I mean? Like that's major. You know what I mean? And
that's really cool.
I think that is, I might catch flack for this, but follow me.
Say it.
Cole dropped KOD, and I feel his messaging was very similar to this, but in actuality, Kendrick was able to amplify this message on a bigger level, like in a more effective manner. Like there were multiple times in which I listened to this, and I I felt the frog. Like, hold on, wait, hold on, dog. Not like you know what I mean. And it's a 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10. You know, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with this album. Oh shit, JLH. Your thoughts?
For one, I thought KOD was not a good album, so that's my thing. I've
heard that a lot, actually, though. I've heard that a lot.
I actually would not compare it to this album at all. Okay. And no shade. But I feel like
it's okay.
J. Cole was I feel like J. Cole was more so, I don't know. I didn't like it. I wasn't getting I don't know. He was on some rich nigga shit, and I didn't like it. Which isn't a problem.
Rich nigga shit. Which one are you talking about? Which one are you talking about? You talking about KOD? You talking about Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, KOD.
Oh, okay.
But also I feel like with the Kendrick Lamar album, I did feel like it was a healing process. For me, it was like, okay, we all went through 2020 and then we went through 2021, which was like a continuation of 2020. So it was like we were all healing, we were all figuring it out. And for me, that is his like figure out album. But at the same time of like you figuring it out and you pointing out certain things, you still one of those people who ain't shit. So I don't know. I'm conflicted because I love Kendrick Lamar, but I also don't
said
like
Kendrick ain't
Lamar.
shit?
That's what
Yes,
she said.
that's literally what I said.
I mean,
She dropping.
in
Uh-oh.
in
Ooh.
fairness, I think you kind of you rightfully earned the "I ain't shit" award when you openly cheat on your wife.
Yeah,
Like I feel
absolutely.
like
Fair
when you
point.
openly
Absolutely.
I
cheat on
can.
your wife,
Yeah,
You
it's
ain't
yeah.
like,
shit.
is this a
Fair
problem?
point.
You like,
And it's
nah,
not
I
just
got it under
that.
I
control.
feel that.
Like,
It's a
nah, bro,
couple of other
that's some fuck shit.
things. It's
That's the
like,
addiction he was talking about though. A lot.
okay,
His addiction.
Yeah. One of them.
okay.
The
Yeah.
album.
yeah.
She's
You
she's
definitely
like,
right.
okay, and
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 you're still a rich nigga who like isn't shit to me.
like,
To me, I don't feel like you like okay, like you know how he talk about he point out like how like you're following things and you shouldn't do certain things and you looking up to certain
yes.
people and you stop people capping and stuff like that. And then I'm just like, okay, but like we're listening to you and then like you're one of those people and then it's like, I don't know. It's just like I felt him so much in this album because I've been in this space of like not giving a fuck about a lot of shit and just like trying to view things differently and really putting the focus of like what really matters and then looking at the things that I've done and trying to like right my wrongs or just be a better person and really try to heal myself as well. But also at the same time, I reflect on and try not to be a person who contributes to the things that are going on in this world that are wrong. And to me, he still is like somebody who can kind of contributes to that kind of thing of like things that are still going wrong. So that's why I was just like, it was kind of like a hypocritical album to me in the sense, or some of the things that he was saying was kind of hypocritical. But that's just my deeper thinking of like some things.
Okay.
it's a lot to process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot to process.
To be sure, it's certainly he has some heavy themes on there to discuss, and
yeah.
I
do love the album. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the album's not good. I think the album is phenomenal and amazing. And Kendrick Lamar is actually my favorite rapper of all time. I love him, but I also hate him.
That's why you're so
critical.
critical.
Fuckery though.
Yes, I also don't like him at the same time. I feel about him how I feel about almost about Kanye.
Wow.
Almost.
You already know where I stand with that.
I know. We know.
Wow.
Okay, for people who listen who don't know.
Oh my gosh! But
what up, Brian?
What I would say in response to the hypocrisy that you witness, that you see, is I think that's the beauty of him still being human. Like he's not presenting it in a manner that's saying, "Oh, I've got it figured all out," or "I'm just this." Like the thing that I love that he even pointed out is like, "Bro, I'm not your savior." Like
he did say
I don't
that.
like y'all motherfuckers just as much as the next person. You know what I mean? And he had to make a point to say like, yeah, I've got all these good ass ideas, but I'm fucked up too. Like, bro, I cheat on my wife. Like, what do you want from me? You know what I mean? And I think that is the beauty of the art because it's honest. You know what I mean? It's raw. You know what I mean? And it's right there for your consumption. And what he does is something that many cannot do, because literally what he's doing is he's tearing himself down in front of everybody and saying, hey, these are all of my flaws. This is what's been wrong with me. Can you relate? I know that you can, because you have a lot of these traits yourself, and I know why you might have these traits. And I feel like what this album does is it forces introspection, but it doesn't leave you in a sense of, oh, this holier than thou person is judging me, because I don't feel like people would accept it if he was flawless. But the fact that he is a hypocrite in certain instances is what humanizes him and what makes the album relatable.
I agree. I can agree with that. I mean, ultimately, I do have to look at the people aside from, and like that's just my thing that I'm just trying to figure out now. Just like taking people for who they are and not trying to like mold them into like this thing or put them on this pedestal that I want them to be on, or view them in a way that I thought I saw them as, kind of thing. So that is something that I have been working through myself. But I do agree, just, you know, but still. Okay. I said what I said.
I said what I said.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like We Cry Together. Where it's like they both had really good points. Fuck you, nigga, fuck you.
Hey, Spence.
And I think almost anybody.
I think you'd appreciate that. When I heard that one, the name of the track off of Pimp a Butterfly is You, right? You. Yeah. That's us. That's us. That to me, that was the sequel of that shit. Because I felt like that song in particular, it was like, it was so raw, like, and I feel like he channeled that You energy off of Pimp a Butterfly and made a whole album out of that shit. Like he was just like ripping off, you know, any kind of defense, any kind of masquerade. I mean, he ripped that shit right off. Thanks. And I'll be honest, I don't even want to review the shit because I'll tell you why. Because it's just an experience. Just go fucking experience the shit. Like I could come with a rating. I'm gonna analyze it because I like analyzing shit. I like music. But it's just, I mean, to me, he is just like fucking Pablo Picasso, fucking Mozart of my time. Like that's the level I put him on. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just such a beautiful thing. I don't know, man. I'll be honest with just about me. Sometimes with the analysis and the comparisons, it can actually a little bit take away from the art for me personally. Yeah. I don't want to compare it to other works, so I'll just speak on what it was for me. And it's just an absolutely brilliant album in every fucking way. This is an artist who is extremely intimate and introspective. But and also in his own fucking world, but he listens. He listens. And he listed out each and every controversial thing where he's talking about R. Kelly. He has songs called N95. He's relating it back to a greater culture. He may be what do he call himself? The extroverted introvert or something on one of his albums, like where he might be off somewhere, but he's paying attention. And he pays attention because he has compassion. Because he wants people to relate to his music. Because when he says on the album, I'm here to 2 words, heal everybody. I actually believe he's doing that because the way he conducts himself, while he may be full of shit and, you know, I mean, cheating on his wife and whatnot, we are all full of shit on some level. You know what I mean? We're all full of shit on some level. So for me, I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't have any problem with him coming out. In fact, that made the piece more interesting and just gave me more respect for him. Like I also feel like it kind of reminded me, and also in a way, like 444 by Jay-Z. That was his like final album.
Say
right?
that, Nick.
And he, like, you saw Hove deconstruct. The first song was Kill Jay-Z, I think. He deconstructs the whole masquerade, the whole persona, the whole shit that he's built up over the years. And just here's Sean Carter. My fucking mom's a lesbian. Cheating on my wife. I'm a piece of shit. Like, he's just being honest. And for me, the honesty is why I listen to rap music in the fucking first place. You know what I mean? That's why. The soul, the honesty, making it raw. So I don't mind the raw shit. I like that shit. I embrace it. So for me, I'll be full of shit, and I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I said I wasn't gonna rate anything. It's a fucking 10 out of 10, bro. It's a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry. 10 out of 10.
You're being the hypocrite, Nick. You're being the hypocrite.
There you go. I'm part of the problem. There you go.
But to be fair,
what say you, AJ?
But to be fair, Kendrick, going back to Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick called himself a hypocrite on Pimp a Butterfly. I forgot what song it was. I forgot what song that was.
A million songs.
What is that? Black of the Berry.
Black of the Berry. Yeah, Black of the Berry.
That's the one. Yeah.
So I know for me personally, like I relate to this this whole album on like on a personal level. Like Nick, we listened to the shit together. I was having like a whole fucking therapy session with you. You know what I'm saying? Talking about like past relationships and then just how I was doubting myself with the podcast and then just life in general type shit. And this album really helped me think. I'm like, damn, like I can relate to a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we cried together. We all could relate to cry together. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately.
Right. Now, granted, me personally, I never argued.
On different levels.
Right. I never argued with anybody to that extent. Yeah, I never been.
Either.
I never been to that shit.
I've been on
Actually,
that
I am that crazy, but not that crazy.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Thank you, Prochet.
Love, man.
What else?
Appreciate that.
You know what? One thing that I feel like people intensely overlook about this album, the artwork that's on the album cover.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo, AJ, pull that
I
up.
didn't.
Oh yeah.
If you peep,
I got you.
if you peep the album artwork cover, it says so much.
Yeah.
With like about his current mind state, about where he is, and I want to like if you can pull it up.
Yeah, I got you.
Because there's a lot of symbolism in it. So when you see the marks on the back of the wall, right? If you're familiar with drywall, that's usually after something's been shot through it or punched through it or something along those lines, right? And it's like I'm repairing what's there, like what's been broken. I'm in the process of repairing what's been broken. And in the back is his wife with his second child. So it's showing like I'm flawed. I like the foundation that is my home has flaws. It's been shot through. I did some of the damage. Because if you look in the back, what he's holding a gun.
He's got a gun. Yeah, he got the gun.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, yeah.
But it also could like signify that he protects his own. That's how I got it.
So not only does he protect his own, but what he protects his own with is what also does damage.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a double-edged sword.
You see? And it's like, okay, so the crown of thorns that he has on his head, right? That's like obvious Jesus. Allegory to Jesus, right? The man is supposed to be the Godhead of his household. So that's obviously like I'm the Godfather of my house. I'm the Godhead of my household, but I'm also flawed because the holes that are in this wall that we are repairing, it might have been done by me. It might have been done because somebody was trying to get at me or trying to get to my family. There's so many things that it says without saying it. And when you listen to the album, you get a closer look. It's like, oh no, it probably was you that was shooting the holes through your own wall. And the repairs that you see from it, it is not that it's going to be fixed entirely. Like if you've ever had drywall and you've had to repair it, you always know where the hole is, even if you paint over it. And the thing that I think that this is saying is I'm fixing it, but I'm leaving the paint off because I want you to see where I'm flawed.
That's some good analysis.
I want you to see the work that I'm doing to fix myself.
Also, I noticed like the bed being stripped. You know how the bed doesn't have like comforters and everything is just a bare bed.
Yeah.
I got it from the fact that okay, I'm stripping everything away. We're going down to the basics, bare minimum, back to everything. He's wearing basic clothes. She's wearing basic stuff. Like everything is just very basic and just bare and stripped away. So that's Oh, I like that you look at album covers too. Me.
Oh yeah. Like it's a part of it's an entire part of the process.
Yes. I didn't get the Oh, thank you. I wasn't thinking about the whole thing. I was just You know, I was thinking like he's going back to his roots type of thing because again, that whole jazzy sound that he has on this album, it was repetitive from Pimp a Butterfly, like we were all talking about. Because again, his other albums, you know, even when he does like his demo tape album that he did, and then the whole album he did with no, not that one.
Overly Dedicated.
The Untitled. It was like an Untitled.
Untitled Unmastered.
And I just called it the demo tapes. My bad, y'all. But because that shit was like totally nothing. It was bare, and I couldn't. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, even when he did like the Black Panther stuff, it's just different sounds. Like Pimp a Butterfly, and then this is just very jazzy. It's like back to his roots type of thing. Yeah, that's what I got from that album, and that's why the cover. That's what I was getting. That he was just going back to the basics of everything and just kind of a restart, a refresh, getting his life together, starting over, making sure that he's focused on his family and himself, healing and stuff.
That's real too, man. Like,
facts.
The first thing that they tell you to do when you're having a problem with a device is start it over, turn it off, unplug it, and get back. And I feel like with him, he even says it on the album. He's like, I had writer's block for 2 years. I couldn't think of anything. And I had to start over. I had to restart. Like I prayed to God for words and he spoke through me. So this ain't even me right now. Like this is just God speaking through me. And to have such a message of healing be speaking through, like you get, there's goosebumps on my arm right now just thinking about it. You know what I mean? And it's like to pray so intentionally for a message and for God to send you to therapy. And to drive this point home a lot further, right? The person that guided him to therapy was his wife. The person that he did all of the damage to was his wife. This is on par with the type of love that we get from God. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take us to church here. You know what I'm saying? Because
you already did. It's all good. It's good.
I don't know everybody's stance, but the simple premise of the religion is like, you are imperfect, you are flawed, and I love you anyway. And that is literally what you see with his wife. Is like, yeah, you a piece of shit, bro. You not together. But here's this therapist, and I think that you should, go check him out. And what he did was he kind of shedded the masculine, the bravado of like, nah, I don't need that shit.
He said real don't need therapy. Shut the fuck up.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that this album says a lot, and it's with a focused audience in mind. And the focused audience is trauma suppressed Black men.
Man, yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Where like we get so caught up in what we've known, and we get so caught up in masking the trauma and being good and being, oh, I'm fine, I'm cool, blah 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 blah. Even on the part where he was like, Dad, why you going to work and your mom just died? And he's like, I can't afford to be sad right now. The fuck? What I look
Daddy
like?
issues, like that's huge. Because we already know women have daddy issues. You feel me? For a man to talk about he has daddy issues.
Son, let me paint the picture for you. I was driving.
Killed me.
I was driving back from IHOP. And I was like, this is going to be a nice album to listen to. And I'm driving. I was listening to Father Time. I like started speeding up. I had to get all the way to my house. I was just running to my house with my hands over my face, bawling, crying, man. Because he contextualized it so well. The duality of it all. It's kind of like a juxtaposition, because you have all these repressed feelings that you kind of shut out about your father. But if you are a father yourself, now you're looking at it from the optics like, damn, but I kind of got to be tough on you because I don't want you to be soft. And it's like, well, am I doing damage by doing this shit? I don't know, man. I don't know. And this is why people should go to therapy, to get these questions answered. Yes, because you don't want to repeat toxic behavior that you didn't appreciate when you were a kid. Yes, and now that you have a kid, you don't want to perpetuate that.
Yeah.
And I was having a whole therapy session, and it was just the one. Like I wasn't even all the way through. Shit was great.
That was me. That was me.
And
That was the best
about
part. That was the best part I had in a minute.
Another song that I feel like was really healing for Black. I felt like it was like perfect for Black people. Is what's the his auntie story or something? What's
Auntie's
that
Diary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know the
it.
Hoteps. I know the Hoteps was listening to that shit like
Hate it.
mad.
But it was perfect. It was everything.
Can I say one thing about that? I would say it's a very well-intentioned piece, but I think that it's very important to acknowledge that when he was discussing his cousin, he was also misgendering his cousin.
Yeah, and I heard that a lot. I heard he, she. He kept doing it all the time.
But
so when he was talking about his aunt, that made sense because when he was a child, he knew her as aunt,
right?
And when he knew her, when he knew him as an adult, it's like you're a man now. So that makes sense to switch back and forth. In the second verse, when he's discussing his cousin, where it's like Demetrius is Marianne now, and he just keeps saying him. I'm like, I don't think that's right, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But to be fair,
maybe that was intentional though.
Not to be fair, but I think still, because a lot of people was like complaining that he kept saying the F word and stuff like that, and well, because at the end of the day, it's a slur. Their word, yeah. So if they don't, if you, if they don't want you to use it, I feel that. However, I do understand, like, listen to the song. And before I commented on that, like, people saying that they felt that way about that, I had to listen to the song myself, and I hadn't listened to it yet. But after hearing it, I don't know. I feel like he's telling a story. I feel like he's talking about his past. I feel like he's still trying to figure it out and be in that space of getting comfortable with it or whatever. So to me, I think it didn't, I don't know. I wasn't like solely like, but I can't say nothing because I'm not a part of that community and I just don't feel like I should speak on that like that. But I think I appreciated the storytelling aspect of the song. That's what I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I feel like that part was like intentional.
Yeah,
I'm just going to the basement.
No, you good.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I'm not personally a member of the LGBTQ plus community, but I mean, I'm close to people that are. But I feel like, for me, he made the intention of using that word to highlight his own ignorance. Right. And the overall message is an empathetic one. Because I think life, it's not about what you say, it's how you make people feel. It's about the intention you have. It's not about necessarily what you said, but the intention that you have that I think really matters. And the intention was good. His intention was to, and as when the song ends, you see he's bringing himself in, and it ends with a beautiful crescendo, and it's fucking perfect.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just my opinion. I respect if somebody else doesn't like the word or doesn't want to hear it. Personally, I felt like it needed to be said because, I mean, I grew up too in the community. People was throwing that word around. I don't give a fuck, like whatever. But, now it's like you realize, no, that shit was wrong. You don't do that.
Wrong as fuck.
It's wrong as fuck.
I guess for a lot of them, what they're saying is that's their N-word. And if we heard a white rapper...
That's what I say.
If we heard a white rapper for sake of content saying like, I used to say nigga all the time, we kick his ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's kind of like you can't have it both ways. I understood the intent behind it, but I can also see why members of that community would be like side-eyeing them. You know what I'm saying? So I get the intention, and this goes back. This is like a full circle moment.
Of me calling him trash.
You know what I mean? Like you kind of embrace being trash a little bit. You kind of embrace being trash a little bit. And for the sake of the art, I'll allow it, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I said what I said.
I don't feel like there is a perfect way to convey this message. So the only way to really get it out is in an imperfect manner.
I mean, not really, because at the end of the day, you can say things without saying things. If you can't, he's a writer. He's a fucking writer. Not only that, he was like inducted into like the what? Library of Congress, right?
Yeah.
Like that's writing shit. Don't do that. You can, if you can write, you can write. Do what you can do to change your workers. That's it. And it sucks that that's the culture that we're in, I guess. But I don't have a problem with it because there was a lot of things that I feel like was said to me back in the day that I really didn't fuck with. But you just had to suck it up or either fight. And I didn't want to fight nobody. The fuck, like, what did I look like fighting? So. You just dealt with things, but I don't want to just deal with things. I'm tired of just dealing with things. And I don't think people should just have to deal with things. So if people are offended, fuck it. They're offended and change it. It is what it is.
That's fair. And I think that we, as a society, are entering into a point in which people that didn't have a voice before now do.
And they should.
Exactly, and they should. So it's important that while I can enjoy the content of this album, while I can really appreciate what it offers, I think it is also very important to also be critical and say, bro, you maybe fucked up right there. Maybe not say the F-bomb so much. And I get the intent, but maybe say sorry. I don't know, man.
But also, I too feel like that's the point of this album. How can I not be critical of my grade? Like, yeah, I am going to be critical of you. You are just a human being. So, yeah, I'm going to be critical. I'm going to have something to say about something that you do, unfortunately. It just is what it is.
So what would y'all say is like your top favorite songs from the album?
Definitely N95 because I hate all these niggas. I hate all this shit. I hate everything. Fuck all these niggas. Fuck all this shit. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Fuck it. I hate everything. Time's not real. Money not real. This shit ain't real. Credit not real. All this shit is stupid. This shit is stupid.
This shit hard.
Damn.
Yes, like
this shit hard.
Rap is stupid. Kendrick is stupid. These niggas out here rapping is stupid. You selling records is stupid. This shit is stupid. I ain't all this shit. Fuck it. That's my favorite.
Oh man.
Agreed.
She said agreed.
She said agreed.
That reminds me of that skit where it's like, what is your favorite something? And he's like, yes. Like that didn't answer the question at all.
Yeah.
Shit, man. I think just for the fact that it wraps up the album, Mirror really connects with me a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's stating that in spite of everything that you see, and in spite of everything that I've shown you, I'm at peace with myself. And I think that that's a place that we all strive to be at, where it's like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. Yeah, I'm flawed. Yeah, I do all these bad things, but I'm working on myself and I'm at peace with the work that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that as a society, that's not something that we're allowed to say, especially in this society, in cancel culture society, in which you're not allowed to have an error in essence. You know what I'm saying? Because if you fuck up, like, you could easily be canceled and your entire life be done, or the life that you were planning be done. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think that with him making such a bold statement where it's just like, yeah, in spite of everything that you see and everything that I voluntarily presented to you, I'm at peace with myself.
Yeah.
That's such a whole fucking message. You know what I'm saying?
That's powerful.
Yeah. And it usurps the power from the people and it puts it back in his court, where it's just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck if y'all actually do cancel me. You're probably not, because regardless, you kind of see that you're full of shit too. But even if you did cancel me, I'm good because I'm at peace with myself. And I feel like in his mind, he knew that this album wasn't going to flop, but if it did, it's not like he would have gave a fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I got from it, and that's why Mirror is probably my favorite piece on here. Not only that, but the beat to that.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, shit. Feeling all of your shoulders.
What about you, Nick?
Man, honestly, for me, the way I've been listening to it, I've been listening to it constantly, all the fucking time. Like, if I have 4 minutes, I'm listening to one of the songs. And I've been listening without like looking at my phone, so I'm just like experiencing it as a full work. That I'm not even aware of half the song names or anything. I'm just experiencing it. So like,
I just
honestly,
know the topics.
no, like not a lot of songs like jumped out at me. I mean, because they all jumped out at me. I can't say like, okay, this one is way better than this one, because they're all just so high quality. They're all just like, to me, and so interconnected that it's almost hard for me to just point out certain tracks. Like, it's like you said, AJ, it is a therapy session 1, session 2, session 3. It's just so connected. They all the tracks need each other. They're all contributing to this one overarching narrative. It's hard for me to separate, but I will say I definitely like. So here's what I'll do. I'll say certain passages of the album. So We Cry Together to Purple Hearts is an extremely interesting transition. I really like that, like those two together. Just like We Cry Together. Oh, I'm a hip hop producer, so the second I heard that beat, all I could think about was New York State of Mind and like DJ Premier type shit. Had that piano chop and it had like a little bounce to it. Most specifically, New York State of Mind Part 2 off of Nas I Am. It's like straight off of that album. And I heard that shit was so raw and just kind of dark and muffled, and you know what I mean? And then the next song, he's singing in harmony with the woman. You know what I mean? The song before, it's complete discord. There is no harmony. But the next song, it's like he's singing with Summer Walker. And then like that was powerful, like seeing him with a woman. And then also I would say production-wise, probably my favorite beat, Purple Hearts. My other favorite beat is probably Silent Hill with Kodak Black. That shit is hard.
Kodak did his thing.
And I would say, and you know what, too, Mr. Morale, that beat, like, it sounds aged to me, a little bit aged, but the bounce of it is so strange. Like, I just did not expect the kick drum to land the way it did. It was very interesting to me. So from a beat standpoint, that was interesting. Other than that, like, bro, I can't even like separate it. I mean, Auntie Diaries, N95 is hard. I mean, they're all so good. It's like, I don't feel like there was any just like weak songs, like, period. Like, so they're all my favorite. I mean, I feel like a cop out. It feels like a cop out answer, right? But I mean, just to be honest, like, it's just so consistently high quality.
What about you, AJ?
If I had to pick one song, my favorite song would probably be "Count Me Out."
Ooh, my God, that one's
me
so
personally, I
good.
love. Assuming it's a sample, I don't know if it's a sample or not. Like the sample in the background with the choir singing, I was just like,
oh, I love that one.
I love when you count me out. I love it.
And that too, because like there's been plenty of times like this in life in general, like people have been like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this, blah blah blah, and then I proved it wrong every fucking time, type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I also goes with me like I talked about earlier, I doubt myself a lot. Even back then, I doubted myself a lot, even though I ended up persevering through it. But it's just like, we all had that moment where it's just like, damn, can I really do this shit? You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So, like, but you keep, like, you keep yourself motivated. And
motivated.
Yeah, like last week, and you were talking about, what you and me, Nick, we were talking about, we were talking about the podcast, and I was giving you, like, all the ideas that I want to do, like, in the future. And you're like, you're really doing your thing. And I was like, I appreciate that, by the way, for you saying that. But, like, like I said, there are times where I actually like count myself out because, like, you know what I'm saying, I feel like I'm not doing enough, and like this song like really helps me like motivate myself. Like this whole album as a whole like touched me on a personal level. Like the last time I had an album like touch me like personally was XXXTentacion's 17 album. That's like the last album. Yeah, that album came out at a time like right after my best friend had passed away. And so like that album really helped me like cope with all that shit. So like this album's helping me like cope with like, you know, relationship issues I had in the past, you know what I'm saying, all of them. You know what I'm saying, even friendship type shit, you know what I'm saying. So like it helped me like really think about like, damn, I could have did this differently. I could have did this shit better. I could have not did this. I could have did this. You know what I'm saying? So like I also relate to We Cry Together. Granted, not to that extent. You know, y'all know me. I'm a chill dude, so I don't know. Really, I've never raised my voice like that. You know what I'm saying? In that type of instant.
Yeah.
And of course, Purple Hearts. I fuck with Purple Hearts too. That was the hard ass beat as well.
Like
and what was the other one? Crown. I fuck with Crown. Talking about can't please everybody. Like, I can't please everybody. Like, and that's the shit I gotta learn too. Like I grew up always being like, you know what I'm saying, I always try to please everybody. Me make sure like I want, you know what I'm saying, I want everybody to like me type shit. Now it's like, nigga, I'm 32. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like me for what, right, fuck them. Fuck them. It's like you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. Shit. Don't know
like,
why.
Honestly, like that, people don't give that enough credit. Fuck them is like an entire sentence within itself. Like, you don't like me? Fuck them. Whatever.
Yeah, there's actually a whole shirt that says fuck them. That I used to have.
It's an entire statement.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Kendrick making himself a whole man assists us in our journey to become whole men. You know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily to say that he's gotten there yet, because as JLH has pointed out, he's still a piece of shit. And that's part of the process. Part of the process is like, yo, I'm
I like
the moment you realize, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, like it's like the moment you realize that, like, quote unquote, you're a piece of shit. That's the one the healing really starts. So like, oh yeah.
You gotta admit you have a problem.
Yeah,
that's
I'm like,
step,
like, damn, I'm really not shit.
I don't know if y'all watched that show Insecure, but the second season when Tasha confronted Lawrence, she was like, "You a fuck nigga. You just didn't know it. Like, you act like a fuck." And it's like once he realized that he actually was, he was like, maybe I've got some things I need to change about myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that part of the process is not necessarily embracing that you're a piece of shit, but at least acknowledging it's like, I've got some shit that I need to do. I've got some toxicity.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I love that that's what is helping a lot of men embrace it.
Absolutely. I mean, in so many ways, this is reflective of culture today. I mean, mental health being something that can be spoken about now, especially men. I mean, my father, I can count how many words he fucking said in his whole life. Like, I mean, like, dude, he's bro, like, he's just that dude. He's just like, that dude's quiet. Like, he didn't say shit, but he always communicated a lot, but just not with words. But I always think, like, look, my daddy things are coming out with this album. You see, I mean, it's crazy. Like, this album brings out so much out of so many things. Like, it's crazy. I think for me, again, like, it comes back to the kind of artist he is that makes me respect him. Like, when I graduated school, I was trying to work at like different social service agencies and stuff. Because my mother's a social worker, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something. I want to help people, whatever. That's always been my thing, and I ended up in healthcare because of that. Mm-hmm. I always respect Kendrick because I see that he's really about helping people. Like, he's really about it. Like, so many artists can use their platform to just make themselves either to fill in gaps in their ego or heal past and problems that they have, but with no respect to everybody else. Kendrick really cares about people. That's why I respect him as much as I do, because that's actually rare for people in that level and that high level. I mean, look at like a Donald Trump. I mean, he's an easy target. You got somebody who's got all this power and money, but you see, doesn't give a fuck about people, only himself. Kanye, I'm gonna call him out. You got another one who's got that issue now. Maybe he didn't before, but he has it now. So for me, man, this album is amazing. I'm not gonna say classic AJ because I know you hate that shit. You always say like you gotta wait, we gotta see. But this, bro, I mean, his career let's just talk about Kendrick's.
One of my
He
biggest
doesn't have a
pet
bad
peeves.
album.
He
That's
doesn't.
crazy.
Can I say a controversial take?
Oh, absolutely.
No.
Please.
As much as I like this album, as much as I'm in love with this album for what it is, I'm going to say something that I think that a lot of people feel but are scared to say, because a lot of people are wrapped up in this moment. They're wrapped up in this moment of enjoying it because this is so fresh and so new. I'm gonna go as far to say replayability of this album down the line. I don't think it has that.
No,
I actually agree with that. I agree
I
with
don't
that.
think it has
Neither
that.
does Pimp a Butterfly, but
Lies.
I disagree on that
No,
one.
it doesn't.
You are
I don't know
on
about
that
that one, Chief. I don't know about that one, Chief.
I'm more with JLH on that one. I actually am.
Because
A little
at the
more.
end of the day, you have to be a Kendrick Lamar fan to like his whole discography. You just have to be.
Okay.
I think that his biggest album is Good Kid, Mad City. That's it.
So, sticking with the theme, right? And
that.
AJ, I don't want to hijack your thing. So
No, you fine. Perfect. You fine.
Feel free to tell me shut the fuck up. But this started with us saying like our top 5 albums and everything like that. To stick with the theme, Kendrick has 5 albums, right?
Yeah. List them. What are the 5?
Good Kid,
in
Mad
order.
City,
Okay.
Section
So,
80.
No. There's Section
You're not
80.
including Section 80. Section
Good
80.
Kid, Mad City.
8.
Damn. To Pimp a Butterfly. Mr. Morale. Sortum.
Yeah.
Sortum.
No, you don't count the Untitled album?
No. That's not an album.
That's
Those
more
are
like
throwaway
a,
tracks.
like you said, demo. Like you said, demo tape.
Yeah, it's a demo. It's a demo.
It's kind of like Nas's lost tapes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like Nas's lost tapes.
Gotcha.
Or like Drake's If You're Reading This Is Too Late.
This is too
That
late.
shit went out.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
that's not true. I count that.
He said he didn't even.
I don't
He
give
even
a
said it
fuck
wasn't
what he
album.
says. That was the best thing he ever said. After
The best?
all the bullshit he was giving us. Like, come on.
He said
And then
the
he gave us
best?
more bullshit after.
Wow.
I'm good. That was an album.
That's controversial.
So if I were to rank them, number 5 would be Section 80 as a solid word. Number 5 would be
As
Section
worse?
Yeah, he said the worst.
As least?
Uh-oh,
Not worse,
uh-oh.
but least.
80. I was going to say I
He
can't
said,
say
Yeah,
he said
yeah.
he hates it. He hates Section 80.
but I
You
would say
do?
Section 80
Nah,
is
No,
number
no,
5.
you don't.
I'll put words with this one.
Section 80 is number 5. Damn, number 4.
Wow.
Yeah, I like Damn, but I like these next 3 albums. I like them so much more.
Okay.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. That's
Oh,
number
wow.
3.
Okay.
Number 2, Good Kid, Mad City.
Oh, wow.
Number 1, To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh, wow.
That's my order of Kendrick's best albums. And can I just say something? I'm not even that big of a Tupac fan, as I've stated before in other episodes here.
Oh, wow.
But the fact that he had an interview at the end of his album with Tupac, you're not going to get better than that, bro. Like, that is your tippy top peak of an album. Like,
I agree.
I personally don't see anything better than that.
Well,
I agree.
it's Good Kid, Mad City for me.
Real quick. Speaking of pop, all eyes on me. What you think?
I love it. I love it, bro. Like, listen.
He got it right there. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
bro. Like, it's been we did the first vinyl swap, and we haven't done it again. I'm so happy that this is the one that I took. Because I'm like, oh.
Like I said, I'm gonna need that shit back.
You gotta
dude.
need that shit back.
Oh, wow.
Especially-
Are we going to do our favorite 5 albums then?
Yeah, the favorite 5 Kendrick joints.
We
Oh,
doing the
no, I
Kendrick
meant
joint.
all time.
Oh, he won. Okay, we're a little confusion. So we were gonna do the top 5 albums of like all
Originally.
time hip hop originally. We want to go to the top Kendrick ones, AJ.
Yeah, just do
Yeah,
the top
do that.
Kendrick. Yeah.
I would say top Kendrick because I ain't got
Yeah.
this.
So
Yeah.
oh my gosh, this is really hard. I mean, because Kendrick is such a multifaceted artist. He makes music for so many different contexts. Like, he makes music to sit and listen to by yourself with no distractions. He makes music you could bump in the car. He makes music you could play at a club. He makes music you could play at an arena. He makes shit for a coffee house. He makes shit for everything. Like, for real. Like, I feel like he has shit for everything. That's what he's so full that for me it's a little hard. It's like it depends on the vibe or the feeling I'm having. If I want to have this kind of vibe, if I want to have this, and that's why Kendrick is one of my top 5 rappers, because his discography gives me absolutely everything I could possibly want. It gives a little gangster shit with social commentary, with some hard beats that are accessible, with also some beats that might be a little less accessible, but where I'm more musically rich and arranged. I mean, he gives me everything. I would say Pimp a Butterfly is his best work. That's what I would say. And I say best, I would also say my favorite too. And then second, I would put Good Kid, Mad City. 3 is Section 80. And between Damn and Mr. Morale, oh man, I mean, like you said, Spence, like we all wrapped up in this moment. So my feeling is going towards Morale being number 4 and Damn being 5. I mean, I fucking love Damn though, but
and that's the thing, like,
you know what I'm saying?
I love that album, but if I had to rank them,
yeah.
But see, one difference we had was Section 80. I think Section 80 was what, like, was 5th for you?
It was 5th for me.
Dog, I listened to Section 80. I listened to that album.
I still
like
listen to it
20 times over the course of like 4 days.
Damn.
And I was at work listening to it, then I was driving listening to it at home. Like, that one is so easy to play. It's like it's heavy, but it's light. But that one, I was sleeping on that one because I used to think it wasn't an album. I mean, honestly, like I said this on the show before. I think all the album and mixtape talk is a bunch of industry shit because it really has to do with how much the machine is backing your shit.
Right.
You know, who's executive producing it, who's promoting it, who's A&Ring it. That's what it's really about. For me, I judge a mixtape as something that is loosely constructed, may contain a bunch of freestyles, or you're over different other people's beats. An album is a cohesive piece of work that is original. So for me, Section 80 is definitely an album. And because I listened to it recently, it's been on my mind. I have to push it up there. Shit, I love Section 80.
So your top 5 is To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Section 80, Morale, and then Damn?
Yep.
Cool. Man,
you can't go wrong, right?
I found Kendrick by listening to Good Kid, Mad City, so definitely number 1. My number 2 would be Damn, because I just fucking love that album. And after he was gone forever, I just played that album forever.
So, are you talking about the forward order or the reverse order?
This is my forward order. Like down, like 1, 2, 3.
No.
He's talking about Damn, the album.
But when you listen to Damn, do you listen to it?
Oh shit! I do both. Whenever I forgot that you can listen to it backwards. I haven't done that in a while.
Do that shit.
That shit.
Do it now.
I haven't done that in so long. Yeah. I just recently listened to that album and I listened to it forward only. But yeah,
listen to it in reverse.
Because Duckworth is my favorite song, actually. So I love that album. I'm sorry. That's so good. To Pimp a Butterfly is number 3. Section 80 would actually be number 4, and Mr. Morale is number 5.
Okay. So you really like just the piece of shit is just flying high for you.
I'm dead.
I'm fucking with you. I'm really fucking with you.
I'm in a very, 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 very critical space right now. Like I'm like analyzing everything, not just like people and music and stuff, like just myself and how I view things and what I view as like how I see things. And I really did like this album to the sense of I felt like I could understand where he was coming from. Like even listening to that Father Time song, I was like, oh shit, I do have daddy issues too. I didn't even really think about that. So, but it's like also, like AJ says, like certain things that he was saying is like you take on a lot of things. Like I'm the oldest in my family. I always like try to help people, and I created my platform as well to like really help people. And like I don't know, talk about a lot of shit. And that was another thing with this album, is like it was confronting and talking about a lot of shit that I knew I had on my mind and that I was thinking about. And I was like, this shit is so whack. And that's how I just been feeling. Like, this shit is whack and this shit is stupid. And it's like, I don't know how I wanted to approach things. I didn't know how I wanted to feel about things. And that's kind of why I stopped my platform, because it's like, well, I do want to help people and I do want to be a voice. And I know that I am that. And then people look to me for that. But then it also is like, do I really want to be that? Like, is that the role that I want to take on? Is this the kind of like energy that I want to have? That I have to be in the know all the time? That I have to be a part of this society and all the things that it has? Like, fuck all this shit. Like, I just hate it.
In 95.
So,
hey, for real, JLH, it sounded like, Kendrick said he took a 2-year break. Maybe for some of the same reasons you're talking about.
I've been taking like a 2-year break from my shit. And I know like my shit's been popular and I can do numbers and I can do this and I can do that. Like, I know it and I've done it and but fuck this shit. I just I hate this shit.
I got you. All right, AJ.
I felt that.
It's good, LB. My LB, my bad. All right. I'm going to start from the bottom up. Number 5 would be Mr. Morale.
The top of the screen is just wrong. The top of the screen is wrong, Nick.
I'm weird.
Because the way y'all sit at you and JLH are at the top of the screen right now. It's just me and Nick down here. Okay. Go ahead.
That's petty. My list was good as fuck.
I'm joking. I said
it. 5 would be Mr. Morale. 4 would be Damn. Yeah, 4 would be Damn.
Oh wow.
3 would be Good Kid, Mad City. Yeah.
Okay.
Whew. And then the top 2 is actually tough. It's actually really tough for me.
Really?
It is, for me. It is, because I love Section 80 so much. That's like when I first got into Kendrick.
Really
so like I love Section 80.
That's so fucking
But
good.
The Pimp a Butterfly is just a fucking masterpiece. So
I feel like he should have got the Pulitzer Prize for
Pimp a Butterfly. Right.
I feel like that's what he should have got the Pulitzer Prize.
Isn't that how we got into the Library of Congress?
I think it is.
I think that is the album.
Yeah.
But Dan was the one that got the what's the joint called?
Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that was a fucking amazing album. Like,
I'm not saying that it was.
We're not saying it's not.
I feel like The Pimp a Butterfly is his best.
I disagree. I just think that because I do love To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm not gonna lie. But I just think that for an album that you can like we were talking about how Kendrick can be played anywhere. Yeah, that to me, the Damn album, okay, fine. Damn and Good Kid, Mad City, I would say.
I would say they're the most accessible albums.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They got the most contemporary sounds. They have, stuff that's more catchy. You know what I mean? Those are some of his biggest singles are off of Damn and Mad City. Those are his biggest songs were off of those albums.
To Pimp a Butterfly and Section 80 is like in my room smoking music. And Mr. Morale too. Whoa. Like all of those are like my vibe session moments when I really want to focus and listen to Kendrick.
I think I have such a personal relationship with To Pimp a Butterfly because it put me on to Thundercat. And Thundercat is my favorite musician, period. Like,
wow.
It's like of all time.
He got Torque on too.
I haven't seen anyone I have a tradition, dog. Like, I have gone to see Thundercat every year since 2016. Mm-hmm. Like, last year, I went to New Orleans to go see Thundercat, dog. It was like, I'm here, bro. I'm here. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't have known who Thundercat was had it not been for Kendrick Lamar with The Pimp a Butterfly. So, yeah.
That's
cute. With that being said,
I love it.
Based on what I listen to more, I'm going to put Pimp a Butterfly number 2.
Oh my God!
Number 1.
Wow, I'm surprised.
I listen to Section 80 more.
I listen to Section 80 more. Butterfly number 1.
Yeah.
I just knew.
But you know what that says about this group? This is a very well-rounded group of people.
Exactly.
Like no one had the same list.
I like that. That's how it should be. I like that.
Right.
Yeah. And they're all great albums, so it's like it's not a bad.
It's not like I'm like, oh, you're wrong. Except for
Right.
that one time I told you were wrong.
It's just my opinion. Well, your opinion is wrong.
Your opinion is wrong.
Nah, because you can say that about Kanye albums. So there's a wrong list. There's a wrong list.
Don't get me started.
There's definitely a wrong list.
We ain't got enough time for all that. Definitely got enough time for all that.
That's controversial.
But nah.
We need to bring Alex back on here to talk about Kanye.
Oh yeah,
Talk about Pablo.
I didn't mean to open those gates. My bad. That was a good album though. I loved it.
But what I love about Kendrick though is like no album is the same.
No album is the
And
same.
every album has a concept, which is super rare in hip hop now, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Like for me, when you think of like concept albums, the only artists that come to my mind, Kendrick, Logic. Those are the only two that come to mind as far as like
Lupe definitely has concepts. Droga's Wave.
Oh yeah.
Come on, get that man's respect.
I mean like more consistently though. Well, I take that back.
I was gonna say Lupe.
Kendrick's like consistent.
Food and Liquor.
Food and Liquor, The Cool is very much a concept.
Yeah.
You're right.
These are all
I
concept
forgot about
albums.
yeah.
Like
You're
people
right.
sleep on Lupe. Like listen,
You're right.
let me just
Yeah, I
go
don't listen to
a
Lupe.
very quick tangent. Have y'all heard 100 Chicago's?
I don't listen to Lupe
No.
at all.
Damn.
At all.
Alright,
Like
this is
at
a great-
all.
I mean,
Damn.
we're not gonna kick the bucket over like this. I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna get upset.
Like damn, you were doing so
No,
well.
let me make you upset. Yo, I think Lasers is his best album.
I'm
Okay.
dead.
You didn't?
Okay.
I never listened to the album.
The Cool is my favorite. From
Food and
Cool
Liquor
is
is my
definitely
favorite.
my
Food and
favorite.
Liquor is my favorite.
The Cool.
I didn't like Lupe like that to even care. Like, not even a single attracted me to one of them.
Just say you don't like nice things. Just say you don't like nice things. Like Lupe Fiasco. Oh, that's too nice.
Right.
He's not lyrical, man. He's not a lyrical.
Like, he's not toxic enough for me. I mean,
Exactly. I
Oh,
don't read no books.
this nigga reading a book.
Nah, dog, nah. He be doing karate and shit online. I can't even fuck with him, dog.
All right,
But
I'm
yeah.
gonna listen to a Lupe album, and I'm gonna come back and talk
Listen, you ain't even gotta listen to a whole album. I'll give you one song, and he just came out with it called 100 Chicago's. That shit, like, my brain exploded when he said this one specific line. He said, I might catch the Holy Ghost and start spitting in Nas lyrics. Bro, like, just listen to the damn song. That's all I'm saying. That's my pitch.
Explain what was the line again?
He said, I might catch the Holy Ghost and start spitting in Nas records. So, like, you gotta peep the analogies. Nas calls himself God's son, right? He got this shit tatted across. Okay, so we all know who God's son is. The Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit. I might catch the Holy Ghost. All right, y'all ain't catching me.
I did. We did.
You said y'all ain't ready.
I can appreciate it. See, you see, I didn't really react that much because he's a little too too much head. Like, what you mean? What I mean is just like too much thinking, too much fucking thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to think like that. Like, I'm not really. I just want to vibe to the shit. And so, and I'm also a beat maker. So I mean, beats have always been. I've been doing it for many years. Beats have always been like, for me, they spoke more than lyrics. It's always been that way. So for me, it's like he's a little, it's almost like too lyrical for me. Where like I can lose the beat because it's just like there's so much. It's amazing and I respect it. Like I love when he graces albums like Robert Glasper, Black Radio. I mean, his verses on that song is amazing. Like, he's an amazing artist, but for me personally, it's just a little too heavy on, you know, I mean, the analyzing and that's just me personally.
I respect it, guys. I respect it.
You know what I mean? But outside of that, there aren't that many artists that do concept albums.
There really
You know
isn't.
what I mean? And part of it's because the way the industry is now, at least on a higher level, it's all about, the quantity you're pushing out. The quantity of product matters more
How
now
many sound
than the
scans
quality.
can you get?
How many? Yeah, exactly. You got playlists that are extra long. This is Kendrick's longest album, and it's also a double album. But I mean, he's not really going for he's not he's not going for streams. Like some people when people put out albums like Migos, the Culture 3 has like 50 songs. It's just it's that way just to get streams.
Yeah.
But there aren't that many artists that are doing the concepts. And what I like about Kendrick is like he's the type of dude, you can tell he's the type of dude who, if he doesn't have shit to say, he just shuts the fuck up and observes what's going on until he has something to say. Then he stands up and he knows what he wants to say and he says it. I love that shit. You know what I mean? Like some people just talking and talking and talking. They have nothing to say. But he's the type of dude, he'll wait no matter how long it takes. I'll wait until I have something to say. And when I do, I will deliver it in the best way possible. That's the type of artist he is.
That's respectable. Do you think that this album is the album of the year?
Man. No.
Damn! She answered so fast.
Right.
I mean, but first of all, it's only May.
It's only
been a week. It has only been a week.
But
May.
And there's been
some really awesome hip hop albums out this year. So we're not going to do that.
Go through the list. Who?
Okay, I really enjoyed LaKaylee 47's album. Like I really loved it.
I actually like that
now
shit
this
too.
Isn't on the same level as Kendrick topic wise, but I feel like arrangement wise, as far as her album, like she doesn't miss with an album, and she's just really good. She's just really fucking good. I love it.
Did y'all hear?
2 Chainz will always be a winner in my book.
That's fair. Nah.
Because
what's that? He started with Bet It Back. Bet It Back. Like that shit started. Like I was like, oh, all right. I like this.
He had an album this year. Amine, or what is that? How you say his name? I don't know. Amine. Okay, I say Amine. But he had an album this year. I thought it was really great. I classified it as hip hop. I thought it was a great album. So it was a couple people with good albums this year. You can't just say that.
It's gonna be album of the year for me because nobody's on his quality. No one's on that level. For me,
year not over. We're not gonna say
I would say the only ones that I've heard this year so far that could rival this is Saba, A Few Good Things.
Saba's awesome.
What is that? Denzel Curry, Melt Session. I like both of those. Like out of the albums that I've actually purchased this year, like not streamed but purchased, those are my 3: Mr. Morale, Few Good Things, Melt Session. Those are the only albums.
I'm gonna add that to my list.
Saba, I totally forgot. Yes.
Yeah. And the fact that Saba got a veteran to close out his album, like he got Black Thought to close out his
don't get me started on Black Thought, bro. That's fine.
Bam! Like Black Thought don't come out for features for nothing.
He does.
So the fact that Saba got him to not just feature on a song, but to close out his album, I was like,
Corday also had an album this year, and I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's another one. I would say that's
I think Corday is super underrated, and no one. Poor guy.
I think people can't get past his lisp. I think that's.
And
I'm not even saying that to be funny. I think that's the consistent feedback. That
I didn't even realize.
I never heard.
I never realized he had a lisp.
His music is so good.
It's very good. I won't say that it is.
So now I'm gonna be listening for that lisp now. It's gonna fuck up the whole album for me. I'm like, damn it, Spence.
Fucking late and suck.
Damn.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I accept.
Damn. Said late and suck. Oh Lord.
Corday already ain't got a lot of fans. He need all the fans he can get.
Right.
Don't be running them away.
I'm trying to think. What I heard Corday's album. I heard Pusha T's. Nigo's album. Nigo's album is actually good.
Okay.
Who was albums that I listened to? Wiz the joint with Wiz Khalifa and Big Crit.
I gotta listen to it. I haven't listened to that shit.
Yeah, it's on Wiz, Big Crit, and Smoke Dizza. They did like a whole collaboration album. That shit was good.
Right.
Damn, what else did I listen to this year? Damn, I do not remember.
It's been a lot of music that dropped this year. Yeah.
Wow.
The Dreamville project was so good. So good. You didn't like it?
It was alright.
It was straight.
I loved it.
Oh yeah, you missed the album review we did about a month ago.
It was alright.
Why?
It was. You know, like, never mind. I was about to give a wild analogy. I'm like, yo, people might watch this. People aren't watching this currently, so I'm not going to give that analogy. But it was well intentioned. What I will say with the Dreamville joint, Stick was just not the way I would have wanted that album to open. I did not want the album to open like if like just to contextualize it. I'm 34, so people's like just screaming incessantly at the speakers. It irritates me now. Like I'm finally realizing I'm at that age where if I hear someone screaming consistently over a beat, I'm just like, fuck it.
That's easy. Shit, that's your shit.
Hey, I fucked with it. I ain't gonna hold you. I fucked with the song. I only fuck with Jid and J. Cole's part. I ain't fuck with Shay Quest other than the hook. Like, if he stayed on the hook and didn't do a verse,
I like
the song would have been better.
The
song would have been better.
I like that. I thought J. Cole's part wasn't that good. I like Shaq West's part more than J. Cole.
I feel like J. Cole saved that song. I feel like it's the only.
I feel like he was out of place on that. To be honest, I feel like he was a little.
Because you notice they took out some of the drums and shit when he started rapping though.
Yeah.
I
was like, how are they gonna incorporate him into this shit?
I think originally J. Cole wasn't even supposed to be on it. It was really just a Jid song. And then they threw J. Cole on the last minute.
Yeah, Jid did his thing. I like Jid. But I'll be honest, my favorite songs were Ari Lennox's songs. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I loved her songs, the 2 songs. Those are my favorite ones on there, to be honest. Actually, I'll say this: J. Cole ones were my least favorite.
I like Freedom of Speech.
They were alright. They were just kind of more. It's just more J. Cole. I've heard it before.
Yeah.
He does the same shit over and over.
I mean, Revenge of the Dreamers 3 was definitely better.
Yes, Revenge of the Dreamers 3 was.
Yeah, it was just there was more time to also show. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely better.
I still thought it was a good project.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and call this one.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I'm about to wrap this shit up anyway.
Yeah.
But real quick, everybody just like, shout out your tags and all that good stuff.
Ladies first,
right.
All right, you can definitely follow me on Instagram at MissJLH_ at We Drink Wine _ TikTok We Drink Wine _ and on Twitter MissJLH_.
Boom.
Right. All right, so my name is Spence. The easiest way to follow me is going to be on Instagram. That's the one I would use mostly. Spence_start. That's the best way to find me. And I don't tweet a lot, so I'm not on Twitter.
Twitter.
You know he doesn't. I said I'm 34. I said this. Okay. This is what happens when you get this age. You just start saying shit wrong.
Not Kendrick. he's sharp as fuck.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the best way to find me. I post a few things, I think you'll enjoy it.
Absolutely. I'm Nick. I'm a hip hop producer. You can get me on IG Nick Neighbors PROD. Also on YouTube. And you can access my beat store. I have beats for sale every week on beatstars.com.
That's what's up.
Boom. All right. I'm trying to make this short. All right. You can follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, Hip Hop Vibes, hip_hop_vibes. Follow me on IG, A-Tone Productions, A_Tone_Productions. You can follow this podcast on YouTube, Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. You gotta type it in just like that so the whole shit will actually come up. Follow me on Twitch, War Machine 1919. I do a little bit of gaming here and there. I'm currently playing Pokemon Yellow, doing the Nuzlocke challenge. A whole throwback. That shit is very stressful when you do a Nuzlocke challenge. I'm letting you know that now. I lost three of my aces, including my Pikachu. I was so hurt. I was so mad. Like I said, I do my radio show. Every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. every week.
This last mix was deadly, bro. I enjoyed that shit.
I appreciate you.
So good.
I gotta tune in more.
But yeah, you can listen on radiofairfights.org. And yeah, I believe that is it. Thanks to everybody for joining. Thanks to everybody listening. I want to
Thank you guys for joining, and ladies.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
With that being said, I'm your boy AJ.
Your boy Nick.
And this is Hip Hop Advisor Podcast. We'll catch y'all next time. Later.
Peace.
Peace.